We are live.
Woohoo!
What's up, girlfriends? Today I'm going to be hosting...
This is not my girlfriend's guide to Hashimoto's group. Oh my gosh. This is Stacey. I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown with my 17-year-old son, Seth. I mean, because of my 17-year-old son, Seth. Oh my gosh. Hi, Seth.
Hello.
Seth Robbins, 17, going to be 18 this year. Holy guacamole, Batman. And today we are talking about how to up-level your life little bit at a time, right? And so I'm going to get to ask you a few questions for just a few minutes. So anybody joining live, welcome. I'm Stacey Robbins, and this is Seth Robbins. And so I want to ask you a question. As you all know, that I am starting the 100-day Gong on January 18th. And it has been transformational in my life since 2014. And so many results in my life, whether it's losing over 100 pounds, writing a book in 100 days, getting rid of that naggy, bitchy voice in my head that was there criticizing me all the time. It's like, oh my gosh, how do you do that a little bit at a time over time, right? So I want to interview Seth. Seth, what is a gong? Because people are here going, oh, okay, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So a 100-day Gong is 100 days of doing the same thing every single day. It's a Buddhist practice, I believe. It's a
Taoist practice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's Taoism.
Taoism and Buddhism practice.
Mm-hmm.
And it is about doing the same thing every single day and being consistent and having a practice that you can, consistently know that you're going to do, and the results are going to be there every day. So that's what a Gong is. And yeah.
Originally it started in China, and people were doing it by doing Qigong and meditation and so on and so forth. And I was introduced to this by Dr. Pedram Shojai, who was a monk, and he did this practice. Well, the West took it and they adopted it and they adapted it. And so then suddenly it turned, once it hits like the shores of America, suddenly it's like, what if we dance 100 days? Like, forget Qigong. What if we do sew for 100 days? What if we sang for 100 days? What if we did something, climbed a mountain, put our feet in the earth, gardened, meditated, any of those things for 100 days? What would life be like? So before we get to that, I want to ask you, Seth, what made you interested in doing a Gong, and how old were you when you first did it?
So what made me interested was I personally was not having a lot of consistent action in my life. Granted, at the time I was 14 or 11 somewhere in the age where I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I kind of wanted some structure in my life, and I saw my mom, I believe my dad as well, doing a Gong, and it looked really cool. It was like, the idea sounded really cool. It was them doing the same thing. It's like, okay, you have to do this, otherwise, you break it and you lose your commitment to yourself. And it was just kind of like, okay, I have to, listen to myself. I have the, my word is on the line, right? So it was a really cool idea, and that's how old I was when I
11.
Yeah.
11, that's a remarkable age to want to see different patterns and get results in your life. So well done to your parents, whoever they were, for raising such an extraordinary mind and soul. Anyway, but now that you're 17, what would make you interested in doing a Gong?
Nowadays, I know that consistency is very important, and the value of being able to do a thing every day and know that you have to get it done, right? And knowing that you will get it done, regardless of how you feel. It's just a really good practice to do nowadays.
Why is that? Why is that important? Why is doing something every day for 100 days important? What does it give you?
Well, if you do something consistently for 100 days, not only do you have, the result of what you're doing, but you also have that consistent action. The subconscious is becomes very familiar and very comfortable with consistent action. So there's a lot of stability that comes with doing the same thing over and over. So not only will you get the results of what you're doing, but you'll feel more stable, more in yourself. If you feel loose and you're making your bed every single day, it's not just about your bed. It's the fact that you can come back to the same result every single time. Come back and, you know, lie down in your bed. It's not even about the bed. It's about that same familiar, consistent result, and that makes you feel safe. And life is, as my mom says all the time, life is very different when you feel safe.
Yeah, I tell my coaching clients all the time, when you don't feel safe, every action in your life is driven to make you feel safe. It's like, that's the motive. How can I be safe? How can I be safe? And that's survivalism. But once you feel safe, you can be creative in a completely different way and shape your life and vision your life from a place of like that sighing, releasing breath. And that's a really different thing than trying to create your life while you're being chased by a bear. So if you can create stability in your life, that means you're the power source for a certain stable atmosphere in your life, and you can create your own safety. And that is very powerful. Mm-hmm. So, and you've read a lot about this. It's not just that you've seen, your dad and I do this since 2014, it's that, and you've seen the results, but you've read a lot of people that you respect, who you respect. Who are some of those people that have highlighted the value of good habits and consistent habits?
I got a wave.
Oh, he's waving at people.
Oh,
ciao Raffaella. Come stai?
Okay, sorry, say the question.
So, who are the people that you have read? Who have you read that talk about the consistent habits and the value of being habitual in things? Who are the people you follow, who you respect?
Yeah, so the people that I follow that I really respect, one of them is David Goggins. He is very consistent, very hardcore. Another is Jocko Willing, Tim Ferriss, all these people. And you know how, you can hear advice from one person and it seems like really good advice, but then all of a sudden you listen to a bunch of people, a broad, span of people, and all of a sudden they're saying the same thing. It's like, okay, this is really important. These are really important people, and they're all saying the same thing, so I should really listen to this. Mm. So a lot of what I was getting from all these people that I'm listening to is, hey, you need to be consistent. You need to be having a schedule. You need to be, or not even a schedule, but just consistency in your life. You need to be able to work towards something and know that no matter how you feel, you're going to do it. So, everyone was saying the same thing, and it seemed like a really good idea. I had a community around me, which was you guys doing it at the same time. I'm like, let's jump into this.
Yeah, because the way you do one thing is what?
The way you do everything.
The way you do
everything. One thing is the way you do everything.
So the way you make your bed in the morning. Let's say you made a commitment to make your bed every day for 100 days, which is often a remedy that psychologists or coaches will give to their clients when they're having a life that's out of order. They'll say, make your bed every day. Brush your teeth the same time every day. Walk the same route around the block. Like, create stable habits, consistent habits, so that over time it'll affect every part of your life where you create stability and good things in your life. So, because the way you make your bed is kind of the way you handle your business. It's the way you handle your relationships. It's the way you clean up after a meal when you're done making a mess in the kitchen. It's like every area of your life can be better by the one place you choose to focus on your good habit.
Yep.
So, okay, what are the challenges that people hit when they are like, oh, I promised myself I am not going to eat, I'm standing by the cookie jar in the kitchen, I'm not going to eat cookies anymore for 100 days. And then by the third day, they're like, there's 2 more cookies left. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What makes people fall? What are the challenges that people face in keeping their commitments to themselves?
That's a big question. Well, of course, the main one that I understand to be most universal is, oh, no one's watching me, so it doesn't matter. I can break my promise. No one's going to know. If a tree falls in the middle of the woods and no one hears it, did it really fall? That kind of thing.
Or did it make a sound?
Yeah.
It really did fall, but did it make a sound?
But hypothetically, like, if we really think about it, did it really fall? That kind of idea, like, no one knows about it, so it never happened. That's true, but it's also not true, because if you don't do the thing that you committed to, again, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So, if you said you're going to clean the dishes or not have, cookies, but, maybe I'll just have a little bit. You're going to see that in every aspect of your life. You're just going to justify things that you are doing in your life, and life is with other people. So even though you are, breaking a commitment to yourself, you're allowing the habit that's affecting your life socially, anyway. So when you think about, I'm gonna just have one cookie, think of it like this. I'm gonna do something else that I know I'm not supposed to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and it's gonna affect my social life. So you are absolutely losing in a social sense, Doesn't matter if people saw you eat the cookie or not, you're gonna be affected socially, absolutely. So if you're someone that's motivated by the fact that other people know it, that other people are watching you, you need to understand that aspect as well. You're gonna be completely affected in your social aspect.
Yeah, so in the same way that if you do a great thing consistently for 100 days that no one sees, it will affect every other good area of your life, socially, business-wise, everything, health-wise. And if you don't do it, it affects other areas. So mindset is a big thing too. Like when you talk yourself out of something, or when you feel alone. So that's why in our 100-Day Gong, I send daily emails, and I'm right there in the Facebook group every day and encouraging you daily to re-envision your why and to keep going in your what that you're doing. And also we have weekly coaching calls. We've got a supportive community, and there's something about being in community. Don't you think there's a great value in that? I know when I go to a yoga class, I push myself a little bit differently than if I'm in my bedroom doing yoga, when I'm like, I don't have to really do that. But what is it about a community experience?
So the science behind it, if we're going to be very practical, is that the 5 people you hang around in your entire life, right, are who you become. Like literally, the 5 people you hang around, you're going to be the average or somewhere in that area of those 5 people. So that basically means that who you surround yourself with in any environment is very, very important. All right, it's not just it's no different if I stay home than I go to the yoga class, or it's no different if I stay home and go to that basketball practice, right? It's very different, because being in a group setting allows you to push yourself. You're in a group setting, you're like, if you think that what you're doing is fine, but you realize it's low level in the entirety of the group, you will step your game up to stay with the group. It's very important to be in a group setting when you want to do something that you genuinely want to get good at. So yeah, absolutely. That's why I started it as well. When I was a kid, I was like, I can do this with other people. I'm going to be able to gauge how I'm going based off of other people, and you'll just push each other, and it's just an upward spiral. There are downward spirals in life, and this is one of those upward spirals. So you want to take advantage of that. Surround yourself with people who are doing the same thing that you were doing.
That's really good. Yes, and being in a community means that you're seeing other people be inspired, other people live their dreams, other people overcoming their challenges, and it really just up-levels your energy and your ability to, it's kind of like when you get caught in a whirlpool. It's super fun when you're with other kids in a round pool. Like when I was a kid, we'd go to someone's house and they had an above ground pool, and kids would start moving the waters, walking and walking and walking. What happens is some other kid would step in and there was already momentum, and then they would just get caught up in the whirl. And that's kind of cool that when you're in a group experience, you create a momentum together, and then when someone steps into that, you get swept into it. So when it's really valuable to be with high energy mindset people who are doing the same thing that matters to you too. So Seth, we have our Gong coming up, and Seth and I wanted to let you know about that on January 18th we're starting. We're going to put a link here. The link is in my Instagram bio. If you check it out, you will see what a Gong is, how you can join. There's a special price through tomorrow. And pick one thing, just one thing that you want to move forward in your life, that your soul has been tapping on you to do, and then watch how it makes such a difference in your entire life to do that one thing for 100 days, whether it's drink 8 glasses of water, or eat a certain way, or write for a half an hour towards the dream book you've been wanting to write. Whatever it is, doing a plank for 15 seconds a day and increasing it, like do whatever it is, meditation, yoga, dancing, singing, you can choose. And as you choose something that means something to you, it's going to impact a life that you're living in all the time. So thanks, Seth, for sharing with me. He's finished 3 gongs. He's 17. He's finished 3 gongs, blew it on one. I finished 14 gongs, almost 14 gongs, and I blew it on one. No, I blew it on two. And so that's a total of 16 gongs then. Actually, today's 99 of my 14th gong. And tomorrow's 100. And then I start a new 100-day gong on Tuesday. So I'm really excited. So go to my Instagram link and the bio and click there. Join us, because it's a great time to move forward your life. And what a perfect time to do it than 2022, when we're all kind of just coming back into ourselves. You can't take control of the whole world that's doing its own thing, but you sure can take control of doing what you said you'd do. So join us, and thank you, amazing Seth. I did it with you guys. That's right, Auntie did it with us. Yes, join us again. I'm so excited. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you know, Rock's got a great story of blowing it, and it changed his life. It changed his life to blow it. It changed my life to blow my gong on day 89. So don't think you don't get results. It's not always just about crossing that 100-day finish line. It's about how you handle when you don't do that, and what you have acquired in that time, and what you get to see in yourself. It's a really powerful, powerful thing. So, all right, yay, we're excited to have you join us. All right, thanks guys. Ciao.